Following the bridge collapse, Amabel searches the area but finds no sign of Philip. Fearing he may have been on the bridge, she returns to her safe room. With no response on the network, Amabel assumes the worst. Taking her glow stick, she ventures deeper into the specimen lab.
It's a quite predictable turn of events. It seems that my prophecies are coming true. Are you hurt?
Having miraculously survived the fall, Philip gets up and finds himself back in the mines. However, upon further inspection, it becomes clear that this area is older than the mines he had explored previously. Finding documents that date back to the 1910s, Philip learns this was the site of the first mining operation that unearthed the very first Persona TARDIS, which still sits on the shelf after all these years.
Genesis.
The notes also mention the discovery of a blue artifact, which was hidden in the storage area. In addition to this, Philip discovers a series of symbols carved onto a desk. Amabel enters a large chamber that makes up the specimen labs. The lower portion of it is filled with toxic gases that prevent her from venturing to the bottom. Accessing a door on the high levels, she finds the area contains a massive fan that could be used to deal with the gas. The only problem being it isn't powered. 3 switches are required to activate it. Finding a lift, she descends, hoping to find a way to power the fan. Narrowly escaping certain death, Amabel finds herself in a sealed room containing the second switch, as well as the body of Dr. Richard, who was killed by Wilmar during the outbreak. After waiting for some time, Amabel opens the door and attempts to make her way out.
The great dawn of reality is calling you, beckoning, except that I would not come close if I were you. I have nothing left but the desires to find a couple of reds here and, of course, to help you. Reality is the truth, and the truth, as I have said, is questionable, and doubtful things never led to anything good. If I were you, I would have remembered our good old conversations when you were tearing through the abyss of obstacles to save your friend, and the Reapers were trying to snatch a nice bit off of you. I think it will put you on the right way. I do not think you were more nuts than your comrade.
Philip explores the old mine, finding a locked door that was referenced in the old documents. The documents stated how disturbing noises were heard from beyond the door, which was sealed off with a special door lock as a result. Deciding it is clearly in his best interest to go that way, Philip looks around, searching for a key. He finds the body of a dog, yet he notices that the smell of decay is absent. It's dead, right? Philip then finds a storage area, which he enters, because nothing bad has ever happened to him in the storage areas thus far. Entering the wine cellar, Philip is unknowingly standing where the first victim of the mines was killed, almost 70 years ago. Finding a note that was written by Faraday shortly before his death, Philip becomes aware of many spider eggs that surround him. Avoiding the same fate as Faraday, Philip escapes the wine cellar and finds the blue artifact. Having escaped the roach, Annabelle activates the giant fan, which clears out the gas, allowing her to progress to the bottom level of the specimen lab, where she finds that the exit gate is closed. With the blue artifact in hand, Philip finds another conduit. Using the artifact, Philip traversed time, entering the room before the cave-in ever occurred, and altering the past by moving the explosive that would have caused the cave-in. With the past altered, Philip was now able to enter the room in the present to retrieve the key.
It seems that your old friend is back, and he would love to enjoy the special dish. Monkey from London. Be careful.
After dealing with man's best friend yet again, Philip returns to the locked door, only to find another locked door behind it, this one being the special lock that was mentioned in the document. Philip pieces together the combination by using the strange symbols he found earlier.
Well, isn't that just great?
Climb. With the exit gate closed, Amabel is forced to enter another area of the specimen lab. Finding herself on a railing, she looks down and finds the body of Paul C. Learning of the death of the last operative, Amabel continues on. Looking around, Amabel finds that this area is filled with conveyor belts and other mechanisms, leading her to assume that the controls to the gate must be here. Clearly the luckiest person in the world, she finds the lever that controls the gate and opens it. Clearly the unluckiest person in the world, Amabel is forced to return using the ventilation system. Having given everyone arachnophobia, Amabel exits the vents and finds a large hole in the ground, left by the friendly neighborhood rockworm. Arriving in the next area of the mine, Philip finds a miner's helmet, using the light to navigate. Unknown to Philip, he has entered Site A. In the chaos of being hunted by the dog, Philip finds a hammer before fleeing to another area of the mine. Within this area, Philip finds another connection to the shelter, as well as a report left behind by Edward, detailing the Archaic's progress in the mine before the Turngate tomb was opened. The last thing Philip finds is a map of the mine with a red circle marking an area. After grabbing a stick of dynamite, Philip returns to the area where he had been attacked by the dog.
Are you seriously going to base your actions on the record of God knows who? Neither I nor you know what awaits us there. I would advise you to collect the remains of your monkey brain in your skull and understand that you shouldn't do anything stupid.
With the dog nowhere in sight, Philip locates the area marked on the map.
You know, despite all the hardships, I was glad to stay in your body. It was very funny to bully you and browse through 100 of your thoughts. There were even a couple of smart ideas among them. Each of us has their own role. My role has come to an end, and it's time for me to leave. You'll understand everything soon enough. Goodbye, monkey.
At the same moment, Amabel is returning to the exit gate. Finding Paul's body is missing, Amabel is left confused. Was he still alive all this time? She hurries to the exit gate. Upon seeing Paul walking through the gate, Amabel hurries after him, trying to get answers. Entering the occupied mines, she sees him in the distance. But before she can catch up, he disappears around a corner. After finding a can of gasoline and a Zippo lighter, Amabel comes across a locked door. She quickly has an idea. Of all the things that could have been behind the door, of course, it's a chemistry lab. Surely there won't be another chemistry puzzle. It's a chemistry puzzle. She sets out to find chemicals hidden in the mine. After seeing Paul once again, Amabel rushes after him, hearing him lock the door behind him. Without luck, she returns to the lab and creates an explosive. Having opened a whole new path, Amabel is certain her luck is finally turning around. Philip at last wakes up, finding himself in a different area of the mine. Looking around, he finds his path forward is blocked by a serious safety hazard. Unfortunate. Entering a nearby shaft, he searches for a way to shut off the flames. Shutting off the flames and escaping, Philip proceeds towards his final destination. With the rockworms in close pursuit, Amabel flees through the tunnels, eventually finding something she did not expect.
Salvation.
Realizing she has just stumbled across the helipad, Amabel is hit with the revelation that she is just one step away from salvation. The only obstacle remaining is the electrified fence. Finding the electrical panel, she realizes that she needs to find a screwdriver, as well as something to cut the wires. With the rockworms having collapsed the tunnels behind her, she is left with no other option than exploring the remaining excavation tunnels. Usurper.
Ooh, another monkey! And what did you expect to find here? You're just like your stupid friend, walking aimlessly back and forth, back and forth. I have to disappoint you, you won't find Philip here. What, has he never told you about me? And I remember you brainwashing the monkey quite well. Save me, I was left all alone. Signs of infection. Bullshit, you're a worthless idiot. I just wanted to find a new body. I'd been a person without a body until now. Do my principles seem so unacceptable to you? Wandering alone, you are fading away in the anguish. Do you know what Philip wanted to do to me and what he did to that red-haired guy? Or did he never mention it to you too? Yes. Yeah, I'm hinting at the fact that he would have killed you too. You simply used each other. And now it's time for me to use you.
With the reveal that Clarence has possessed the body of Paul C., Amabel tries to find a way out of the room. Once again proving to be the luckiest person in the world, Amabel finds a hole in the room behind some boxes. With the realization that Clarence is hunting her, she quietly searches the halls, looking for the tools she needs.
Monkey! What are you counting on?
Having found both a screwdriver and bolt cutters, Amabel makes a break for the exit.
You can't leave. just in time. You can now witness my triumphant departure to the mainland. By the way, despite all my words, your friend has managed his task well. As for you, Alis, you were never in my plans. Goodbye.
Unaware of Annabelle's tragic fate, Philip ventures boldly onward. When at last, he finds it.
Why aren't you listening to me? I told you what to do. You cannot hear me? Hey, Philip? Hello? You must...
Everything fell into place. All my questions have disappeared, as if they had never existed. I should have come to this place a long time ago. It's time to pay the debts. Upon entering the Turngate tomb, Philip's miner helmet dies, leaving him in the dark once more. Fortunately, he finds a flashlight laying on a table. Sitting in the chest beside it is a book written by Howard, Philip's father. The book details how to translate the ancient texts written throughout the tomb. All the rebellious souls go to one place. Where the light is, the darkness belongs as well. And where the darkness is, there is the light. where the only way in the inward movement. Finding a giant door, Philip translates the text next to it, which reads, "The gates only open on the day that the three suns rise at once." This cryptic message implies that the light of the three sun tombs must be activated to access the center of the tomb. Looking around the halls of the tomb, Philip finds three paths, two of which have sealed doors, but the third is open. Philip chooses to explore the open tomb first, realizing that it looks awfully familiar. This particular sun tomb is dedicated to the rockworm, and it appears to have already activated once upon a time, as the pillar is already solid. Unsure how to access the two remaining paths, Philip backtracks to the entrance, finding a path that leads to the lower levels. Philip finds a plastic container that totally won't be useful in the future. The hallways are dark and silent, with only the sounds of his footsteps to keep him company. He eventually finds a smaller tunnel. Hold your breath. Having found an orb, Philip begins making his way back to the entrance. Barely making it to the safety of the light, Philip returns to the two remaining sun tubes. Upon further inspection, he finds the way in. Judging by the statues and pulsating eggs, it is clear that this sun tomb is dedicated to the altered spider. With the tomb's beacon activated, Philip notices another orb in one of the rooms, the only problem being a massive pool of acid. Finding a lever nearby, he redirects the acid flow, allowing him to reach the orb. With 2 orbs acquired and 2 beacons activated, Philip heads to the final sun tomb. Entering the tomb, he looks up and sees a statue of the roach, indicating that this tomb is dedicated to this creature. Looking to his right, he sees another orb, the problem being there is no way to reach it. To his left is a large chamber with the pillar on elevation. Though I am one, my number is infinite. I reside in several worlds. Having seen the roach turn a corner, Philip follows it, expecting to find it nearby. However, it is nowhere to be found. Having acquired the final beacon, Philip makes his way down. Finding a pile of sand, he has an idea. Only sand reveals the secret. Having achieved his last crusade, Philip makes his way back to the sealed door. As Philip ascends to the top, his mind is racing with what he might find. Anyone who disturbs them deserves punishment. Upon reaching the top, Philip is greeted by a large statue, possibly representing the builders of the tomb. Finding a fourth orb, he makes his way to the final chamber. Having reached the tower realm, Philip sees Howard. How can this be? Is it truly him? After getting the door open, Philip finds himself in a maze with several letters on the wall. Seeing Howard once again, Philip rushes after him, only to be greeted by a dead end. Finding that he cannot exit, Philip eventually realizes that the letters, if ordered correctly, spell out Howard. Running around the maze like a madman, he hits the letters in the correct order. Seeing Howard walking alongside the infected only confuses Philip further. Perhaps he has integrated with the Turngate, like Eminus did.
Hello, mankind. Why did you come to me? I trusted you, but you betrayed me. You turned out to be like one of those who came before you. Just like them, you are full of hate. Why do you hate me? The mankind has changed and is still changing with every second. And you, human, are changing as well, whether you're with them or alone. I was ready for a strike, but it was difficult to expect such a thing from you. This sense of betrayal is akin to losing a best friend. It is familiar to you, human. Only I did not ask to silence me, but asked to be left in rest. Curiosity does not lead to anything good, as well as the search for truth. This does not prevent you from taking risky actions. I gave people knowledge, but the answer was nothing but hatred. Each of you think they are clever, but even when you're together, you are strong but foolish. You're led by something you know nothing about. And you, human, were being led by someone you knew. You thought you knew, but it is not true. I can see your mind, human, but I can't find a goal that motivates you. And with that, my pain is multiplied 1,000 times. I am neither a killer nor a judge. Our worlds should not intersect. We speak different languages and will never understand each other. I've made my choice, and it's your turn, human. Everyone chooses what they hold there for themselves.
With the Turngate at last showing itself to Philip, he reveals its decision to leave our world. Having made its choice, it presents Philip with the choice of his own. On his right, he sees his father, and on his left, he sees a portal. And here we are at last. I am curious. What will you choose?